Time out to subscribe, like and share and comment. Let me know what you think and what's your plans. It's time you all. It's time. It's time to stop sitting around saying what you wish you had, when you got exactly what you need, every first of the year. During tax season, there's no reason for you to get your tax returns every freaking year and buy the same beat-up cars, clothes, sofa, tinted window, feed your guy meals he doesn't even take you out for, and so on and on and on. Instead of thinking about tax season being a season where you just go splurge, think of it as the season where you're putting towards your dreams, your business, your house, a real new car, paying on or off your debt, taking a hiatus at your job, paying towards a training, or just effing retiring, at least from the first career. Can you imagine taking 2 or 3 years off of your current job? Can you imagine being able to be off for years and still have the money to pay your rent, mortgage, car note, bills and money in your pocket? Just imagine being able to do just that from your tax returns only. I look back at all the things I could have done differently, all the things I could have accomplished sooner than later. Do you think like that? I do. I hear people tell me that when people get their taxes, they're not thinking about trying to do anything with it for the future. They need that money right then and there. No one wants to think about a time and life that doesn't exist. People want the right now. You'd get laughed at if you try suggesting to anyone that they shouldn't spend their tax money. In my head I'm wondering why. You're 5 years from now or you're 10 years from now, what do you plan on being, doing, having or going, starts now. It's happening now. So, why not start aiming towards what you want it to look like, at least for certain things you have control over, and making it happen that way? You have to feed your future. Okay, just listen. If you're one of those people who gets more than one check back, or just one nice check back, for your tax return, that is your opportunity to get all that you want, or get close to what you need. Your tax returns are your means for your next 5 years, or your next 10 years. You don't need a loan, really. You have to be patient. Before you do anything, you have to adopt patience in your life. This is not a rush to it or through it life plan. This is a plan to make, create and open your own door or doors of opportunities. You notice the letter S at the end of doors and opportunities. There's more than one opportunity you can make for yourself with your tax return funds. With any idea, there's more than just the idea. You need to have backups and ingredients to fulfill many angles of each opportunity, which doesn't all consist of money. However, it's the money you receive that's going to be the master key to opening up your choice door of opportunities. All you need is your tax return. Because again, we are not about to work our butts until we're 70 or older and not be able to enjoy this country, other countries, our family, our life, our homes we worked our ass off for, our bodies and its durability, just being present in your own life, enjoying more than a scheduled day off. It's going to be your tax returns that's going to get you to that reality. Are you that lucky one that gets more than one check back for your tax return? Are you that lucky one who gets a $10,000 check or deposit back for your tax returns? How much do you get back? Okay, let's do my returns. I used to go to this popular tax preparer. They were overcharging me. I never got money back. I never got all my deductions as a self-employed worker. If I got money back, they charged me majority of it and the rest I paid the city. I didn't know any better. I started talking about it and how ridiculous it was that they were charging me $600, $450. It was always high. It's like they waited to do their lazy way deductions, and whatever they calculated and what was due to me is what they charged for preparing my taxes for me. Once people started telling me they make more than me and only have to pay $100 or at the most $199, I heard others say. A few said $250 to $300. That was better than the charges the other tax preparer was charging. Switching to a different tax preparer that was accustomed to my type of business and knew all the deduction routes and how much was too much to try and deduct, because once it gets to a certain amount or too low, then I'd owe and won't get anything back. My first tax return using these new tax preparers was $4,800. I didn't do nothing with that money. I may have bought the kids' clothes, a wardrobe, shoes, paid bills, gave some away, bought expensive perfume or something. It continued that way for years. I may bought a living room set or mattress sets in a different tax return year. One year I had no money to splurge or have some fun over the summer, a couple of summers. I thought about it. Why am I always broke and never have extra money, when I just got thousands of extra dollars that wasn't even a part of my paycheck? At this time of clarity, a child of mine had become a teenager and I didn't get the child credit. So, now I was receiving under $4,000 in tax returns per year. I thought about it. I looked at the ages of the rest of my children and analyzed the breakdown on when I will stop getting child credit. I also thought about what I was going to do once all the kids get older, graduate, go off to college, leave home, start working themselves, and most of all what the freak was I going to do afterwards. I've been a mom all my life. I had a curfew for the most part all my life, because I was a single mother of children that's growing and getting older and who depends on me, but soon will be depending on themselves. I saved those tax returns when I had all the kids on. The returns kept getting smaller and smaller. However, my savings for my life do-over was growing. It was growing slowly, but it was growing. I saw it. I could call and hear the balance. I opened up an account separate from my day-to-day banking account. I chose a good bank that wasn't many around close to me, that wasn't opened on the weekend, and a bank I didn't have a penalty for calling the 800 number to check on my money or a limit on how many calls I could make and speak to customer service. Yes, I chose one later that had interest. I didn't in the beginning. The next 7 years I saved every tax return. I didn't touch it until that 8th year, $26,490, and that's not including what I got on that 8th year. That's also not including whatever I had saved from my annual income. But I was only working with my tax returns. For me, my goal was to pay off $15.366.39 worth of debt to clean up and build up my credit. I reached my goal number 1. The second goal was to put $5,000 back into my business. I did it. My third goal was to buy me a new computer, $1,800. I did that too. Here's the catch: that 8th year tax return was $1,800. Which meant I still had over $5,000 left from my tax return. The next whatever amount of years I would continue to get the $1,800. I had a savings foundation already. The $5,000. I added more to it from my annual income and will continue to save towards taking a long break and possibly starting a new career. But definitely taking a well overdue break so I can live, so I can see, so I can explore. I don't care what it is. I just want it to be all about me for once. Long as I can pay my bills, mortgage, and a pinch of play money. It'll be worth it. Heck, if I can save enough to pay off my mortgage, that'll be fantastic. If I can pay half of my mortgage off, great. But if I can save enough to do it all, I'm speechless. I want that so bad. What do you want so bad? This is the easiest way to accomplish what you're longing for. You can get to it through your taxes. That goes for even your annual paycheck. But let's just stick with the tax returns. Your tax returns. Are you one of the lucky ones that gets a $10,000, $8,000, $5,000 tax return check? Every tax season you all probably get the same damn thing, go the same damn places. Stop it. Put that money up. If you get $10,000 per year during tax season and you don't touch it, you're good. You're going to be great. You have to want to be in a great place and space first. If you rush out to do your taxes, then you're probably not ready to want more for yourself. Especially if you just want to hurry to do them, just so you can get the deposit and go spend it on something or someone. Do your taxes accurately and get a direct deposit, or go deposit the check in a different bank from your daily use bank account. Don't even put the My Come Up tax return funds in link account to where you can transfer funds. Don't use a bank branch that's all over in any neighborhood or stores. It's for deposits only. Don't try to play it off and say, hey, I'm going to add more funds to it. No, you have more funds, you have more money, then put it in your other savings account. There should be no excuse to go into that account, except the yearly deposit from your taxes. In 5 years you'd have $50,000, in 10 years you'd have $100,000. Can you imagine turning 30 and you already have a minimum of $100,000? And that's not including what you have saved from your job paychecks. Look, you keep putting $3,000 or $5,000 on a car every year or every other year. Then, it breaks down within months. If you just save your tax money and working with the $10,000 tax return, if you save it for the next 3 years, you can go take half of that and buy a brand new car or close to one that's only a year old and low mileage. And from there you continue to let those tax returns sit. Even if you want to put a deposit on a house or buy a foreclosure house. Take half and go buy you a house. And then continue to save your tax returns. Every 4 years you take $6,000 or less and fix up a room or two. You get tired of living there, rent it out or sell it for $100,000 or more. And you're not struggling to get it done or to get the money. It's coming all from your taxes. This goes for you all who's getting $8,000, $5,000 or less. We've been making it hard for ourselves all this time. We had the answer and escape route every year that we got those tax returns. But just imagine just never touching it for 20 years and you're about to turn 40 or 50 and been saving $8,000 all of that time. That's $160,000. It may not be anything much to some of you all, but the ones that's about to turn 40 or 50 right now and they're not close to having that amount saved. We're trying to do better. We don't supposed to be working until we can hardly stand, can't see straight, need knee and hip replacement, grocery bags under our eyes, still wondering how it looks on the other side of a country we live in, however never get to visit because we're working every day of our lives. We can't just call off or take off, yet, the people you're working for can because we're setting them up to be able to live life. Meanwhile, we're missing out. The tax returns are going to make it happen for you. Imagine you brought you that foreclosed house, it's paid for. You have to keep up the property tax and home insurance, but nonetheless, it's paid for. If you're not in your career already, you'd be able to start you one, by being your own boss and entrepreneur. I don't care if you just buy a lawnmower, a trimmer and a case of trash bags and charge $40 a week per costumer, a minimum of 20 houses, that's $800 a week. Hire someone else to do 20 more houses, driving them to each one. Give them half of that and you keep the rest. Now, you made $1,200 a week. You can do your own home health care and go cook and clean and keep the elderly company, just give them a price and nothing crazy in your days and hours. I'm just giving some ideas. So, when it's time to dip from your 9 to 5, well these days, 9 to 7. You already have a few ideas ahead of time. I'm just trying to get your brain juice going. You have to make a change, you have to plan on making the life of living better for you. The kids are going to eventually leave, then what? You all are going to start getting older and not knowing what you're interested in now because you're just working and not living and meeting new people. They don't have to be your friend, but imagine. How many new people have you met in your life? What things have you seen? What places have you visited? When have you just did absolutely nothing and it was okay because you don't have to worry about checking into work, clocking in, or you'd be fired? Your tax return savings for your get out and start living sum is the answer. Listen, that's a startup life kit. You ultimately need a minimum of $20,000 saved a year. That's with a paid off mortgage. And that's so you don't have to work hard until you're in your 70s. So, if you saved $160,000 or $200,000 from your taxes and worked hard as hell to save $20,000 a year minimum for 10 years, then you're going to have $360,000 all the way up to $400,000. We gotta save right to live right. It's the truth, even if you've just saving a couple of thousand or hundreds from your tax return save.